Good Sunday, October 24th, the bomb cyclone in full effect. As you see it just offshore from the Pacific Northwest, it's an intense system dropping 24 plus millibars in under 24 hours, and it's pulling with huge strength into the frontal system, this massive atmospheric river. Tons of moisture associated with this, and it spans all the way across into areas of the South China Sea near Indonesia, where it's pulling in some of that plume of a lot of heat, a lot of moisture that's coming in off this. This is not originating as a Pineapple Express near Hawaii. It's originating all the way across near Asia, and that's pulling in all that moisture into Northern California, targeting much of areas near Redding into Sacramento through the morning hours. This will continue to shift and pull the tail end of the system down to the southeast as we move through the overnight hours, and the intense rain also pushing through our area through the mid-morning and early afternoon hours. You'll see a lot of that orange and yellow zone also pushing through Sacramento later on through the afternoon. Now, the big concern here is also burn scars. You're seeing some of the more intense portion of the system near the Dixie Fire, and that's where we're also seeing some mudslides being called by the Caltrans group there in CHP. What to expect with the storm impacts, street flooding, it's very likely, it's happening now. Debris flows are possible, especially as we've already seen now near the Dixie Fire, and other spots like Keldor Fire could see some debris flows as well. With these recent burn scars now, significant travel issues are going to be expected through mountain passes as well as through the city streets. We do expect to see major delays through mountain passes later on tonight. Take a look. This is areas where debris flow impacts have already been seen and reported by Caltrans. 89, Highway 36 and 70. Seeing stretches of those areas with yellow marks there impacted by mudslides from the burn scar zones and flash flooding. Now, widespread heavy rain as well as snow, that's going to continue not just through your Sunday afternoon, but overnight into your Monday morning. And this could extend as late as around noon to 1 o'clock for the valley and extend later into the evening hours Monday with snow impacts for the High Sierra. Flooding is expected with the debris flows like we mentioned, but the strong winds are also a big factor in the day ahead. In the next 24 to 36 hours, strong winds are pushing through. It's going to impact your drive if you do have a drive. Hopefully you do not. But of course, blowing rain and snow are going to limit your visibility, as long as down trees and possible power lines are also going to be impacted with the strong winds. Let's take a look at the atmospheric river. This is the one that pushed from Northern California down into the Central Valley for the day. It'll continue its movement down south. But this is another one we're going to be watching as we move into Tuesday. This one out here is going to start making its way across our area, targeting Northern California's coastline first, then making its way with remnants of the system as scattered showers through areas around Sacramento, and becoming also thunderstorm chances and potential for chance Monday afternoon into Tuesday. So we do expect another scattered shower chance Tuesday. Let's talk about the watches and warnings. The flash flood warning is the red zone. Flash flooding is primarily designated for the burn scar areas because of how much water, how much rain you're getting in a short amount of time. Meanwhile, the flood warning in green here is for urban streets, local flooding on highways, impacts for small streams, that kind of thing. But the flash flood is a quick amount and short amount of time that causes major impacts like mudslides and debris flows. All right, let's check out our futurecast rain and snow impacts for the day ahead. As we time this out at 1:30 through the afternoon, you're seeing some of the heaviest rain starting to push from Yuba City down towards Stockton. This massive narrow band here from San Francisco, Santa Rosa, all the way up toward Yuba City, Quincy, Truckee, South Lake Tahoe, with heavy rain pushing through. We could see as much as 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch an hour at this time period, which will only last about 4 hours or so into your afternoon evening. Finally starts shifting further south, moving through Arnold, Sonora, and Stockton around 7:30 p.m. We're still getting heavy rain around the Sacramento Valley spots, but you can notice here that the orange shades shift further south, and now we're in yellow green, which is still a lot of heavy rain, but much lighter impacts as opposed to that downpour situation and scenario we see in the orange and red zones. Taking a look at the High Sierra, Truckee, South Lake Tahoe, down through Yosemite as well. 5 a.m. You're going to see most of the snow through the overnight hours because we do need 32 degrees or below at freezing point to bring us those snow impacts for those zones. Otherwise, right now we're seeing mostly rain because it's just a little too warm to turn that to snow at the point in time for the daytime on Sunday. Overnight impacts are going to be huge. If you need to travel through the zone for whatever reason overnight, You just need to be prepared. Of course, bringing warm clothing, things for your car. If they do close the roadways here because they're expecting a lot of snow, you're going to be forced to camp out in your car. So make sure you stay warm. Otherwise, if you can avoid it, just do so altogether and wait till Monday night, if not into Tuesday. We'll see more rain for the valley as we move through Monday morning, scattered showers and heavier at times for the foothills. And then finally, we get a clearing for Monday at 5 p.m. We're going to still see scattered showers throughout the afternoon and sunshine. But we do have chances Monday for thunderstorms as things start to clear out. We get more instability in here. We have sunshine mixed with showers. It creates an unstable atmosphere, which provides us with those thunderstorm chances. As everything shifts on through, here's our next chance for an atmospheric river on Tuesday, arriving mostly to the northern California coastline and up into Oregon. But we will see a few scattered showers popping up for us on Tuesday. You're looking at 5 p.m., so mostly cloudy day on Tuesday with scattered shower chances by the evening. All right, let's talk numbers here. Rain accumulation. This model has been changing throughout the hours, so we could see anywhere from 2 to 6 inches of rain in the valley for Sunday into Monday, and really as late as Tuesday. Now, the number fluctuation started off in Sacramento at 5.3. Now it's kind of adjusted a little more to put in less, just under 5 inches now. So these numbers could start varying. It kind of just depends on exactly where this atmospheric moisture decides to drop on certain cities. Meanwhile, take a look at Roseville, almost 5.5 inches. Before this, it was projected closer to 7, so it's going to fluctuate throughout the day. But again, just remember, anywhere from about 2 inches around the Tracy Triangle and Modesto area to as much as about 3 to 6 inches around the Sacramento area. So we are still seeing a lot of rain being forecast, but it may fluctuate depending on where the atmospheric river and moisture decides to land. Okay, wind advisory that's in effect is pretty much throughout the daytime, starts slowing down by the evening hours. 20 to 30 mile per hour winds for the valley spots, 45 mile per hour gusts. And then starting at 5 a.m., the wind advisory is in effect for Sunday, but it does last till 11 p.m. for areas of the foothills, expires earlier at 5 p.m. for the western portion of the valley toward the coastline. All right, let's talk about the winds. 20 to 30 miles per hour, slowing down at around 8:30 p.m. to about 10 to 15 miles per hour inland. Notice still a pretty big area here in the foothills further south and just east of Sonora, where we get a lot more wind pickup there. Things will slow down moving into Monday, and then eventually Tuesday, we pretty much get 5 to 10 mile per hour winds. Still strong winds, though, for the high Sierra. All right, let's finally talk about the snow impacts. If you are headed through the high Sierra, Truckee, South Lake Tahoe, Sunday evening into Monday night, that's where we're looking at the biggest bulk of snow falling. Now, snow levels vary just a bit. Depending on how cold we expect it to get, we're now looking at about 6,000 feet. We could see some of those flakes dropping around 5,500 feet, but only maybe get 1, 2, 3 inches. Meanwhile, 6,000 and higher could start seeing as much as 1 foot to 2 feet of snow, locally as high as 3 feet for some zones closer to 7,500 and 8,000 feet. So much higher, we'll get higher amounts of snowfall as well. That period of heavy snow as well as strong winds is going to impact you if you're driving and heading up there. Of course, visibility limited with that, and chains will be required. So don't try to plan going without those chains. If you're trying to head up there, it's just a very dangerous situation. Wait it out. As we get to about midnight or so, we could see as much as a foot of snow in Lassen, but take a look at these numbers. These are projected numbers. We're going to be closer to about 3 feet near Donner, but can't really weigh out the possibility of nearly 4 feet at some of the highest elevations. We have to wait out and see how long we get moisture pumping through this area. 36 to 48 inches Echo, 12 to 18 Carson Ebbets. And taking a look at our 10-day forecast, we will remain in the 60s for the week ahead. And finally, by Thursday into Friday, we're looking at temperatures here in the low 70s with mid to upper 60s the following week.